Due to difficult weather conditions, snowfall and poor visibility on the road, a major accident involving more than 85 vehicles occurred in Macomb County, Michigan. Route 696 was blocked in both directions. Surprisingly, no deaths or serious injuries were noted after such a large-scale accident. Several people received fractures and bruises. They were provided with medical assistance. Teams of firefighters and rescuers arrived at the scene. According to the rescue services, most of the people trapped in the damaged cars were rescued. The roadway is gradually cleared of cars. The National Weather Service has warned of continued heavy snowfall in parts of Detroit and dangerous road conditions, and asked drivers to refrain from driving private vehicles if possible until at least tomorrow morning. Heavy rain with a thunderstorm that took place on the night of February 14 caused floods in the city of Guayaquil, Ecuador. According to local media reports, the rain lasted about 2 hours, and during this time 30 millimeters of rain fell. This amount was quite enough for the height of the flood to reach 50 centimeters in some areas. Part of the roads was blocked for traffic. Several cars fell into a water trap. In those areas that suffered the most from the flood, the evacuation of the population is being carried out. Many houses and shops were flooded. Ecuador is flooding for the third time this year. These heavy rains have caused landslides to come down. Victims as a result of the violence of the elements are not cancelled, not counting the material damage caused. The Brazilian municipality of Carnaiba was hit by a hurricane-force wind with rain. Wind gusts exceeded 27 meters per second. In a few hours, 30 millimeters of rain fell on the municipality. Several districts and the municipal stadium were flooded. Local residents who witnessed these events shared photos and videos on social networks of how the elements raged. According to preliminary reports, several houses were left without their roofs. One of the local gas stations was damaged, fallen trees, and fences. At the moment, damage is being assessed after the passage of the storm. Assistance is being provided to the population. The authorities promise to restore power supply by evening. There are no victims or injured among the local population. In eastern Indonesia, in the province of East Nusa Tenggara, there were heavy rains. They caused a series of landslides. Rivers burst their banks. Due to natural disasters, 2 people have already died. Rescuers continue to search for 4 more missing persons. However, relief efforts are hampered by damaged roads, and floods have blocked some of them. Some bridges, houses, and vehicles have also been damaged. People are being evacuated from the affected areas. The flood level varies depending on the area, from 30 centimeters to 1 meter. In the most affected areas, rescuers had to rescue residents who were waiting for them on the roofs of their houses. Forecasters warn that this week monsoon showers may again hit the same areas, and this time thunderstorms and gale-force winds may come along with them. The Sakurajima volcano, which is located on the Osumi Peninsula of Kyushu Island in Japan's Kagoshima Prefecture, has produced a series of eruptions since yesterday evening. Surveillance cameras filmed the moment of the eruption, during which lava erupted. The ash column rose to a height of more than 3,400 meters. According to local media, ejections of lava, as well as fragments of red-hot semi-molten rock, scattered at a distance of 800 to 1,100 meters from the crater. For some time, a glow was visible from the summit crater. During the activity of the volcano, 26 volcanic earthquakes and 13 tremors were recorded. Impacts from volcanic bombs and pyroclastic flows can affect an area up to about 2 kilometers from the crater. Flash floods have caused loss of life and destruction in parts of the Middle East after several days of heavy rains. Deaths have been reported in Oman and Iran, where thousands have been displaced. Dozens of people were saved from flooding in the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. Severe weather has also affected areas further east, with flooding reported in parts of Pakistan and Afghanistan. Omani media, citing the civil defense, reported on February 14 that 6 people were killed in the floods and 20 were rescued in areas around the capital Muscat, southern Al-Baytan and Ad-Dahaliya. According to local media, Bavshar province in Muscat received 110 millimeters of rain in just a few hours, half the normal amount of rain in February. The fire continues to devastate hundreds of hectares in the Argentine city of Corrientes, despite the best efforts of fire teams, hydrant planes, and volunteers who work tirelessly to eliminate fire outbreaks, and they are announced daily. The damage caused by fires and prolonged drought is difficult to assess, as the number of hectares of fields and forests destroyed by the flames increases every day. According to a report from the fire departments, 519,000 hectares have already been burned. Firefighters from Córdoba and Mendoza have been added to the National Fire Management System crew members. Strong winds and unseasonably high temperatures contribute to the rapid spread of fire. Because of the fires, the country's longest highway is temporarily closed. Forests and agricultural land are burning in the north of the country. It is not possible to extinguish the fire either from the ground or from the air. The storm has done tremendous damage, and the weatherman is not predicting rain yet. The countries of Transcaucasia are recovering from the earthquakes that shook the region on Sunday evening, February 13. Georgia and Armenia were at the epicenter of the storm. Tremors were also felt in Azerbaijan. The moment of the earthquake was posted by local residents on social networks. Tremors were also felt in Chechnya, Dagestan, North Ossetia, Kabardino-Balkaria. The elements hit Georgia the hardest. According to the Center for Seismic Monitoring, after the first most powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 6.2, 6 more repeated tremors with a magnitude of over 3.1 were recorded. At the same time, the magnitude of the first aftershock plus I exceeded 4.5 and it happened literally 3 minutes later. The epicenter was at a depth of 11 kilometers. After midnight, earthquakes became less powerful. The intensity of tremors began to fall. The last one was registered at about 3 hours 35 minutes local time. Damage is currently being assessed and restoration work is underway. The city of Morales, located in the department of Izabal, in the northeast of Guatemala, was hit by a tornado. However, while experts find it difficult to determine exactly what it was, a tornado or landfall, a huge water tornado. The fact is that the city of Morales is located near the rather large Lake Izabal. This rather rare weather phenomenon in these places caused panic among many residents. The event took place around 1400 local time. As a result of bad weather, many trees and power lines were damaged in the city. The roofs of several shops were destroyed. 12 houses were completely or partially destroyed. Fallen power lines poles left 3 districts of the municipality without power. To date, local authorities have reported 60 victims. There were no deaths as a result of the incident. Thank you for watching the video. Thanks for supporting the channel. Good wind and weather.